Wayne Schuerman vaporized his opponent in the second match today as we watch him vaporize the pins, and now he earns the right to face our reigning king, Jerry Eckel. As some of our friends and fans look on here at the Brentwood Bowl, glad to have you along once again on the Hudepohl King of Bowling. J.D. Haworth along with Bo Hudepohl and David Newrath, and here's Wayne Schuerman to open the title match.
It's in the area. Got a good crowd here this morning. I told you overturning that dairy truck in Winton Road would bring people in here, and it worked.
Well, it did, David, and I'm sure the authorities are interested. Now here's King Jerry the Eighth. I call him Jerry the Eighth because of his 8-step approach. Unorthodox, but effective. Count it off, David. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a strike.
That's special. And effectively neutralizing the Newrath factor this morning.
Exactly. Watch it. Bad shot. He's going to go right straight through the nose or going Brooklyn a little bit. Getting a terrific break off the left-hand wall. That's the 2-pin coming off, doing the damage on the 4.
You know, Jerry really has a following back here today. The crowd really livened up all of a sudden.
And Bowie appears to be wearing a 300 ring.
Oh, yes. He just received that at Stumps Lanes on Thursday night. That was a score that he rolled at the lanes there. And, of course, he got the brand-new BPA ring.
They are beautiful, J.D., I'll tell you. Of course, maybe one of these weeks I'll get to show you mine.
Unfortunately, there will be no 300 game for Eckel here today as he leaves a solitary pin that he'll look to search and destroy here.
That nasty little 9-pin back there in the back row, but Jerry's one of the better spare shooters around the city, and you're talking about his following, Bo. He's really, really a truly nice guy, and the people that are getting to know him are finding out just what a nice guy he is.
Besides that, he is really a strong competitor.
And, of course, many years ago, back, I guess, 1974, he defeated David Newrath on television. And, of course, last week, talking to Jerry about that, he said, well, Dave was just a young kid coming up through the ranks.
It was a little tougher then than I am today, I think.
In fact, it was right here at the Brentwood.
He's talking to him. He's rooting him home. Wayne Schuerman wants this title badly. Does he say on a sheet if he was ever king, Bo?
Yes, Milford Lanes, 1985.
He deserves it, and this shows you why. Perfect shot. Second pin from the right-hand side is the 6-pin. You see it there going around the belly, and the car is safe once more. Rats.
No car today. However, we'd be happy to drive it home for safekeeping.
That's right.
But I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see if this 10-pin stays safe from Wayne Schuerman. I don't think it will. He nails it.
Wayne Schuerman's a tough spare shooter, too. For those of you at home that watch our show every week, first of all, we want to thank you.
Absolutely.
You're making us one of the more successful local shows, and our 25th year is kind of speaking for the success of the show. But if you're working on your game, ladies and gentlemen, do not sweep off your second shot. Practice your spares. Continually practice your spares. You'd be surprised. You can average 200 by only throwing 1 double a game. You can make all your spares.
Watch our bowling tip today, or the one that was just over with the golf club.
That's right. That's right. And I don't. I bent that golf club on purpose. I don't want anybody at home to think I'm a hothead on the golf course, because I'm not.
Oh, definitely not. You're the picture of decorum, both on the golf course and, of course, in bowling houses throughout the Cincinnati area.
That's right, I think.
And it's not even April Fool's. It's only the first day of February, and I can't believe I uttered that. Now, the picture of concentration. King Jerry Eckel.
There we go. The 8-step works for him. If you're going to do it every time, you can do anything you want. Going high on the right-hand lane again. Let's set up the match. A lot of times we're going to talk about differences in lanes. It's nothing the proprietor is doing. It's nothing that he can control. We're talking about variables. You can see it there. 2 pins advantage Wayne Schuerman. Jerry Eckel spare up the 2, then we assume the strike. The next frame, the 2 becomes 12. But getting back to the variance in the conditions, JD, it's nothing anyone can control, and the better bowler has to learn to adjust with it. It's just part of the game, and that's what makes it interesting.
And Jerry Eckel shows you why he's one of the better bowlers, because he picks up the spare.
You know, before we end the show and before we forget about it, qualifying is next Saturday and Sunday at Stones Lanes. Again, it is the very last regular week of qualifying for our youth bowlers, and we'd like to see the kids come out and try.
And don't forget that Youth King of TV Bowling telecast kicks off our local bowling coverage each Sunday morning at 11:30. Right now, though, the adult king, Jerry Eckel, trying to keep his crown.
You want to see a guy get lined up? This is the shot. We'll see it here on the replay. This ball going out over the 7th board. Now watch it finish. Watch the ball go through the pins all the way into the pit, something most of us never do. The ball deflects a little bit, throws the 5 pin to the right, takes the 4 pin into the 7. Don't watch the front part of the strike. It doesn't tell you anything. Watch the ball roll through the pins, and you'll know if you threw a correct shot or not. If it deflects, the problem was you. If it drives through and finishes, nice job.
And we watch along with Wayne Schuerman as he goes for a strike.
It's close.
It's there.
It's there. He's right. The ball was a little light, but it's that turning, twisting action that we talk about. Not the big hook, but the heavy roll. Head pin, center of your screen, is going to do the job. It's going to go to the left wall. Wayne, get out of the way to go to the left wall. Comes off, and Hacksaw's about 3 pins out of there. We're going to have a talk with him.
He runs them out.
Yeah.
And, of course, David Neurath, always pleased to give stage directions, being one of the truly dramatic bowlers in the area.
Did you say traumatic or dramatic?
Dramatic, and perhaps traumatic as well. No, I'm one of the traumatic. I'm one of the more classically bad bowlers in the community. Here's one of the classically good ones.
JD, I'll tell you, this game is full of different people, and watch the personality here. Wayne Schuerman has got the king on the ropes. Right there, 4th board, we're going to see it again. He's running it out. He runs it out so far this time he's out of camera. Look at that. Determination on his face. Jerry Eckel has got all he can handle in Wayne Schuerman.
Let's see, will there be a revolution at the Palace? The king doesn't want it to be so.
Lane, or the right lane again, JD, still giving him problems. You've got to adjust, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there's a look at some of our sponsors there. We're going to go to the right just a hair. Tim McDonald, and on to the right we have Tony Plank from the Hudepohl Brewery, Ken Rippinger from Hudepohl. That's Mike McDonald. Todd Schiller is sitting back there in the background, and there's Tom Schiller from West Hillsford, and one of the gentlemen that works for him, Jack McDonald.
Without the sponsors, the game could not go on at the level that it does. We appreciate you if you sponsor one little bowling team in a Thursday night mixed couples league. Thank you. If it's a whole league or if it's as big as our sponsors here on WLWT, we thank you all.
And that debt of gratitude pointed up to Jerry Eckel, who's able to come up with his spare and keep this quite a match.
22 pins. You can see it there. Wayne Schuerman enjoys a 22-pin lead. This man has got to get on track and start cutting into it.
Doesn't look like it today.
A coup is mounting.
There could be that revolution in the Palace. All these analogies to royalty.
There you see the 1, 3, 7. It is good, you know. From week to week, the king generates some interest. People want to see how he will do, and unfortunately, in this game, there's so many good players, and in one game, anybody is vulnerable. The 22-pin lead now becomes, give or take a couple of pins. How about 41?
Mathematics in action. Professor David Neurath at work, and his computations reflected here on the scoreboard.
Wayne Schuerman, assuming he strikes in the 6th frame, gives him 100 in the 4th. You can see it there. Then at worst, in the 5th, it gives him 120-something. The lead begins to mount and mount with each passing frame. Wayne Schuerman stays clean. He can be our king.
Game on, baby. They are vapor.
He's trusting the ball, J.D. Bo, and you've seen it 100 times. If you try to fit the ball up, you're going to have problems. Wayne Schuerman feels comfortable with the shot. He's freewheeling, and the pins are cooperating.
That normally means by trusting the ball, you are actually letting your arm go out towards your shot instead of pulling the ball towards the shot. Unfortunately, I'm one of those pull shot bowlers.
Sometimes.
I can relate to that.
And actually, if the truth be told, I'm one of those shot put bowlers. Who's a little more comfortable hurling the ball down the lanes. Damage being whatever it could be. Let's see what kind of damage Wayne Schuerman does here.
Let's see if we can pick this up on the replay, J.D. He got up on his toe. Now, when you lose the leverage position, your direction is going to change. We're not going to see his footwork, but we're going to see the ball go high. Head pin, center your string, go straight back. 3-pin to the left there, right by Wayne's right ear. The 2-pin's going to go to the wall, leave the 4. Not too bad, but sticking and going up on his toe, being a little too aggressive, caused that error.
You know, he had a slight distraction. It sounded like maybe a glass fell over and broke down when he was ready to get on the approach, too.
Don't go away. Leaving the 4-pin, critical mistake. Bo, what happens on our show when two good bowlers are bowling each other and one of them makes a mistake? What do you see?
Normally, the other bowler has taken advantage of it and went right around them.
Right there, you're looking at the score. If Jerry Eckel could somehow strike in the next couple of frames, he would cut the lead to 20 pins again. Let's watch. Right lane again.
Not there.
That was a pull shot, by the way.
Like we were talking about. Jerry, tough competitor, no doubt about it. We've seen it the first 2 weeks of our telecast. Right now he's confused. The right lane really has his number, and he's not making the appropriate adjustments. Wayne Schuerman, on the other hand, is in the pocket. Every shot going to be tough for Jerry to pull this one out at this point.
But he comes up with a spare. And if you can't get the strike, fill the frame, but at least you want that spare.
The best that Jerry could do at this point would be about 214. Wayne Schuerman, as we speak, is going at a 217 pace without even doubling anymore. So at best, Jerry can strike out and hope that Wayne makes another mistake.
The strike isn't there, so basically our king is out of it, David?
JD, it's not technically over, but the guy's scrambling. He's not comfortable with the shot. You can see there he left the 2-pin. He's gone high the last 5 or 6 shots. If I had to put any money, it wouldn't be on Jerry right now. Now, you know what? You can say it now. Mathematically, it's just about over. Wayne would have to open in at least 2 out of the last 3, if not all 3 of the last frames.
You know, Jerry really has made a good showing, though, the 2 weeks that he's been king.
Absolutely. He's done a phenomenal job. He kept us on the edge of our seats last week. Looked like he was going to challenge for that 300 game. Anybody who can take the crown 2 successive weeks, we tip our cap to. Wayne Schuerman leaves the 10. We take a gander at the scorecard there in the mathematical situation that David explained to us just a few minutes ago.
34 pins in the 7th frame. The miss increases it dramatically. If Wayne Schuerman can cover the spare up here and with any sort of a count, he goes back into a 50-pin lead situation, which at this point in the match is insurmountable.
You know, we've mentioned the ladies a lot of times, and they are going to start qualifying to make the TV show. On weekend of February 21st and 22nd, our qualifier at Eastgate Lanes. The ladies will be qualifying for real to make the show. We'd like to see some ladies come out and try.
And, of course, the young folks, too, as we head down the stretch to complete our youth division in competition. And just again, Bo, for everybody's information, now where's the qualifying today?
Qualifying right now is at Lasanaville Lanes, and next Saturday and Sunday at Stones Lanes.
So there you have it, and here you have Wayne Schuerman. And there you have a strike. Absolutely.
I'd like to personally invite everybody to come out to Stones. We get a pretty good crowd on Saturday and Sunday, but you want to watch some of these good bowlers up close. Saturday and Sunday is the day. You get to see them on television, but if you watch them through the course of the day, you'll be able to see just how good they really are, Bo.
That's right. You know, we had 350 entries yesterday.
That's super. There you see it through 9 as Eckel's able to come back with a strike. And you better believe that our defending king wants to go out in good fashion.
In style, that's right. 45 pins, completely insurmountable, and even 2 frames, much less 1. But there is that element of pride.
Well, you sound like I do from whence I come.
Hanging around you.
That element of pride. Yes, I say that element of pride, yeah. As we come from the Southland up to this fine city. And we take a look now, going back into our general American accent.
Okay.
At Jerry Eckel.
He'd speeded up his approach that time. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe he should have went out in style a little faster before. He's loose now, though, Bo. We've seen this 100 times. Let's watch the shot. 7th board, staying out there now at the end. Come on in, make a right turn. 1-2 pocket. The ball will go through, deflect a little bit, throw the 5 into the 10, and the 2-pin takes out the 7.
You know, when the pressure's off, sometimes you stop squeezing the ball as hard, and you get that one extra revolution you need to make that carry.
That's right.
Another revolution needed there. And speaking of revolutions, we have one successfully completed here. A nice hand for Jerry Eckel, who reigned as king for 2 weeks and completes his championship reign with a 191 game, making way for a new king in Wayne Schuerman out of Erlanger, Kentucky.
At the onset of the show, we mentioned that he may be one of the most underrated players in town. Maybe not anymore, J.D. The people have had an opportunity to watch Wayne at his best. We can watch him probably get one of the worst shots ever. This ball is going to deflect to the right. Watch it hit the 1-3 pocket and then jump to the right a little bit. Right there, just barely touching the 5. That's a 5-pin in back of the 7. And it was sandwiched in by the 2, and it finally decides to vaporize.
Kind of the timber motif on that one. More of a lumberjack shot. Now he comes after the 10.
I've got a joke about a lumberjack I'll tell you here in maybe a few minutes.
The wit and wisdom of David Newrath. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could only share some of David's humor with you, but current federal law makes it impossible.
It's a good joke. Really.
We don't want the Supreme Court breathing down our necks here this morning.
Guys at Hudepohl liked it.
Sure they did. I like their product, if the case be told.
I was just going to say, why don't you come on out to Stones next week and Lasanaville this afternoon, watch the scores, and crack open a few brown ones.
Cracking down those pins is Wayne Schuerman, who goes out in high style. Let's take a look. The figures don't lie. It's Schuerman victorious, 217 to 191, back to crown our new king right after this for Hudie. The revolution is complete. We have a new king. He's Wayne Schuerman. And David Newrath, I believe you have a bit of hardware to give him.
On behalf of Carl's Bowlers Paddock, we have a beautiful plaque to hang on the wall. Wayne, you've got a few of these, but we'll give you one more. Great shooting out there today.
Thank you. And Wayne, something else, Bo, I believe you have for him.
A check for $750 on behalf of the Greater Cincinnati BPA and the Hudepohl Shanling Brewery.
Wayne, congratulations, sir, the new king. And I believe we have a look at you in action today. Take a look at it here. Interesting to watch your approach and cruising out over the channel and back in there. And, timber.
Just barely.
Well, how does it feel now? You're the king, and now your crown will be up again next week.
Well, it feels pretty good. I appreciate everybody coming out to the show, and thank you to Paul and everybody, and thanks a lot.
Good.